All right, we're going to look at Unit 4, Lesson 5, Surface Area of Pyramids. This is on page 155 in your textbook. So what we have down here is a pyramid, four sides that are triangles, and the base is a square. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to make my square, and then I'm also going to pull a triangle out as well. Just to help me solve this problem. Alright, so now remember that these little lines on our triangle tell us that all sides are equal. So it's an equilateral triangle. It's giving us the base of 20, and there's the height of 17. And that's all we need to solve that. So let's look at the rectangle, excuse me, let's look at the square right here. And the square, again, all sides are equal here. So we have a 20 by 20. So just going to pull that out. Actually, I'll put it right here. 20 by 20. And 20 times 20, because length times width, would be 400. So there's our base of 400. Our triangle, I'm going to draw a line. We know that the height is 17 centimeters. And we know that the base is going to be 20. Now, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So when we find the area of this triangle, we have to multiply it by 4. So we have, again, 1/2 base times height. So we have 1/2 of 20 times 17 equals 20 times 17 0, 14, 0, 2, 340. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops, I'm going to back up here because I almost goofed up. 340, but we have to take half of that. So 1/2 of 340 is 170. Now take 170 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 28, 630 plus 400, and we end up with 1,800. 1,000, oh, excuse me, 1,080 centimeters squared. Okay, so if you look at problem number 2 here, now your base is a triangle as well, telling you that all the sides are 20 centimeters and that there's a height of 17. So in this case here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles that are identical. So you have to find the area of one and multiply it by 4. Number 3, you have a rectangular pyramid, 16 and 10. Now in this particular problem, because it's a rectangle, you have a height here of 12, but you have a height here of 10. Your base for this triangle and this triangle is going to be 10. Your base for this triangle and this triangle will be 16. So be careful with that one. It's different than number 1 because number 1 was a square pyramid and this is a rectangular pyramid. Number 4, you have a triangle here, but now again it's different than number 2 because here it's telling you that this one here has a height of 24, but this triangle in the middle looks like it has a height of 17. Now, the base is 20, and this base is 20, and that base is 20. But this triangle here and this triangle and this triangle are all three the same, but the middle one has a height of only 17. So be careful with that one as well, because they're not all equal. There's three of them are equal, and the one in the middle, the base of this triangular pyramid, is not the same as the faces. Let's take a look at number 4 a little bit closer. So let's actually work it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring down a triangle to represent my base, and I'm also going to bring down another triangle to represent my faces. Okay? Alright, so if this triangle here is going to represent my base, I have 20, and then my height is 17. Okay? This one, my base of these three sides, excuse me, base is still going to be 20, but now it's saying my height is 24. Alright, so formula, still the same, 1/2 of base times height. So 1/2 of 20 times 17. And then this one over here is going to be 1/2 of 20 times 24. But then remember that you do have 3 triangles to represent here. So the first thing you need to do is take 20 times 24. So I'm just going to write off to the side here. 24 times 20. $480. But now remember, formula says take half of that. So 240. But you have 3 of them. So you end up with 720 centimeters squared. Now that's for the 3 faces. You still have to find the base here, which was 20 times 17. So 20 times 17, so 20 times 17 is 340, but then you have to take half of that. And you should get 170. And that's going to be, again, centimeters squared, plus the 720. So you have, oops, pull that down. I can't pull it down. Let's just write it right here. 720 plus 170 will get you 890 centimeters squared. All right, let's take a look at number 7 on page 156. Marjorie bought this clock. How many square inches of glass did it take to make the clock? Again, they're assuming that the bottom is not glass, so we are just dealing with the 3 faces, which are triangles. So we have 3 triangles. I'm just going to bring a triangle down. And we know the height and we know the base. So I'm just going to draw that in there. We have a height of 6 and a base of 5. So 1/2 of 6 times 5, which would be 15. How many do we have? Well, it's a square, 5 inches by 5 inches, so this will be 4 faces, so we have 4. So we take that times 4, and we end up with 60 inches squared. Tomorrow in class, we will take a look at the homework 4.5 and the remembering 4.5 as well. That concludes our lesson on Unit 4, Lesson 5.